Okay, looking at the euro dollar, looking to sell it if it goes up here. This is just entering in limits. I'm not a big fan of stop entry. I think I'd rather get filled on a spike up into here and have it rip back. And I don't know if you can see my blacks are the limit entries. And let me just change the color of the exit. Where it says stops here, this is also your take profits inside of MetaTrader. The colors show up. Try to keep it something tame here because otherwise it gets kind of hard to look at the chart. But yeah, it's going to get out on the same turquoise price as the bars. And back to the RSI thing, 3-period RSI, there was a signal here on the 15 if you're an RSI trader. And that's the pullback here. And when this happens within the smaller amount of bars that happens in, the better it is. So that's actually, if you say this is 0 here, if this is 0, this pullback here, then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is the perfect pullback for time for that kind of trade. Anything past 5, not the best, but they do work. The problem with when it goes past 5 is that that means the market's starting to drift, and there's not that urgency of the market to perform. Here's another RSI reversal entry. You can do the count on this. It's kind of like Where's Waldo? You find these things. Now this is an extended one, which if this is 0, then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5-period RSI reversal. But now, after this reversal right now, you're getting divergence, right? Possibly on the 15 here, because we haven't opened up the Dow Jones, has 45 minutes left. So maybe we're going to take out the high of the day here. And after you see this more oversold but at a higher price, actually technically there was one just here before, and then there was one more. It wasn't as clean as this one. But of course now you're going into divergence, so it's always that type of problem of, it's topsy-turvy. But your price projection for your first target would be, or your any target, is going to be to take those two lows and add it to this high, which is almost a retest to the top of the day. You can't do this on close, and you can't. This is why I would never use the range of the moment, because you're timing the market in pace here, the pace of the market. And for instance, this would look like this for the projection. And luckily it's still 5 periods, so I don't have to hardly even change that. So you definitely nailed that target and went beyond. And then if you went to, say, the half-hour time frame, there's less signals. But this is only a 2-period reversal here now that you've chopped the time frame. But this is still kind of, I guess it's always kind of like iffy if the market's going to continue, but technically speaking, from RSI momentum, relative strength, pullback, and now it's a tighter period here. This is the only actual buy signal you even get. Although here's a half-hour buy signal from this morning on RSI, which I think I'd have to stretch this out pretty far to see if this technically qualifies. But see, RSI of 3 is almost making this work, but maybe not quite. This should be more oversold here. But this is definitely didn't have a chance because the market didn't come back. But look at the turn on the half hour there, turn on a dime there. And in this instance, now that you're on the half hour, one increment up, you're going to find that and then hang it to there. So it gave you a price and a time exit. it punched through on that wick. It didn't close there, but this is a 1 period moving average, and this is RSI at 3, and here is your top becomes a bottom right there perfectly, right? So the problem is that this has run so far so long, and now your first divergence is here, kind of, slightly. Go to the 15, it's a little safer trading. I don't think you want to go to the 5 minute so much unless you've really got the, if you want to really draw lines. Of course, those aren't always the best. I think the 15 minutes about as thin as I was able to ever slice it. You can at least draw these kind of trend lines on the 15. Drawing a trend line on RSI. Still waiting for the dot to open, but definitely this looks eager to punch through. I'm not even in on the long side because I think that if you can see that a target is an entry, one man's target's another man's entry to go the other way, there's really no kind of another great entry point is to get in on the retest of this breakout of this triangle here. And look how this coincides with this. This is a pretty narrow pip window, but look at this. Top becomes a bottom internally, and you see that a lot on a triangle. And this divergence failed. And once you start looking at divergences like this, see this divergence here, see how it failed, and when it broke the trend line of that divergence, that was like, wow. But that happened, I think just, sometimes that'll happen before price. So if this was your breakout of the RSI, of course this is your low here, but then you broke the trend line right there. This is before you took out the wicks, and it looks like it's right at the moment it's taking this out. It's kind of hard to decipher the thing. So, okay, this divergence is kicking in here a little bit. Now, if this divergence fails, this is going to be, another thing you could do is take this, and once you find the rollover, kind of the breadth of this RSI, all you have to do is pick, say, this real obvious double top becomes a bottom, all right? And it's also, you're also getting this, right? So it's as if this is the backdraft to the market. And then you got this perfect top bottom. But these perfect trades, it's hard to believe. Some setups are perfect, but sometimes they fail because everybody's onto it, or it just happens to be the stock market's going to open, and this is going to be a head and shoulders. So this would be the shoulder, that's the head, and this is the shoulder forming right now. But a failure of a pattern is great too. And this is really, RSI gives you this, it's overbought, everybody thinks it's going to go down, and oh my gosh, Greece and all this garbage, all this news. Guess what? If this thing keeps going up, it's going up, and this here lets you know that you can run a tight stop back here, because if we take this out, wow, then it's just going to be another Donnybrook smash back into here. But then, of course, you have pending sitting down here to buy the smash down. So that actually long the market now. I could jump on this, but I guess I hate to chase stuff. So I'll get in at the turnbuckle. If it goes up here, now that's a 15, in the rearview mirror, I'm running the daily. And like I said, this sell here yesterday on RSI, my last RSI video, I said that right here, I wouldn't take this sell. Now, you could have taken that sell. That is the reversal, right? Off of this. And that was projecting an ungodly price, which would have been kind of, hang it off of that, which would take you all the way back to here. I know a lot of people think it's going down here. It's all right. It's good to be think of both situations. Look at this. Look at how this coincides with that. So yeah, it can come down there, but if you sold, you would I guess on the safe side, you have a sell stop here to go short on that fractal pull down. So you didn't get filled. And no harm, no foul, and you're going with the order flow. We're letting them pick you up in the tide. But for me, the big exit point for this move up, if this is coming up like this right now, and this is just on the daily price pulse, if we find the highest close in here, we've already exceeded, I think, the target. So blew through it. But it does take you up to the price target of here. But for me, the ultimate is just the horizontal price of, well, let's just connect these dots here. There's going to be resistance up here, just in my opinion. And if we come off this top to this bottom, right, we've already cleared that structure. And I guess you could make these Gartleys if you're into the Gartley world. I think it's easier to do this where you take this measured move in time and see how that is 50% of that. So this is a big climax move up in here. And I do think we're going to smash up there. As the Dow Jones opens, I think we're going to go up into here. And I want to sell up into that. So I'm just going to place orders up there randomly. Oops, put the wrong order in. Up here. So all up in this, I'm just going to lay orders because I'm like, yeah, you know what? If you go up there, I'm selling hard up there. And unfortunately, just put these buy limits in. So I need to pluck these out. Huh. I guess I just let them go. They're sitting there. I can move them down. I can't delete them. I don't have my delete thing here. So I set my platform to hold on to the... you have to hit the Alt key to get these orders out of the way. Okay, so the Dow Jones... Coming near top of the hour, too, is a big deal here. And I'm thinking we're going to spike up. I'll try to get to these orders here. I must say, if you put the wrong order in, it's always annoying. Okay, so let me just back these down, because if we go down, I want to be a buyer. I'm buy low, sell high guy. That's my strategy all day. All day, every day. So, yeah, I'm looking for this spike up. This is the RSI launching pad. That should take us to here, price-wise. We could be we could get there in price, but looks like timing, we should have been there already. That's what I say when it gets like this part of the day. This could just be the top and this divergence that's forming right now. So we have to wait for the close of that 15-minute bar. And so I'm just going to hit the pause button and come back and see how many pips this thing can go up and down. See, about 15 seconds before the top of the hour, and we're cutting through. We've hit and exceeded the target. And now we're coming up on this structure point on the daily, this kind of wigwam looking thing. And here, I'm going to sell up into this more, pretty heavy. Now I'm really laying it in because we're getting there pretty nice and quick. And now I'm looking to just for that, I'm looking for that 50 pip spike, and then we reverse, and I just clean house on the pullback. Sell up into this really hard with reckless abandon and love it. So that's how I like to do it. I just want to get my money and get out. I don't want to sit in here and wait 3 weeks to get paid. It's just impatient, that's all.